Their love for chocolates led them to learn the process from cacao fruit to delicious treats, spreading love for Philippine chocolates. Pero more to that, it's them spreading a culture more than chocolates. Tawag ko dito, love beyond chocolates. Ang guest natin, ang mga creators ng Cacao Culture, walang iba kundi si Kenneth and Sheila Lau. Hello!
Hi.
Hi! Brosis! I call them brosis dahil mga kasama ko sila sa community sa HTC. How are you?
We're doing very well. Thank you.
Yun ang gusto ko. We're doing very well. So, I'm very excited. First, dahil sinuportahan niyo ang All Talks of Life. Thank you for lending your place to be used as our provisionary studio. And nagkataon, we all love red.
Perfect.
Perfect. Pero on with our All Talks of Life, ito ang tanong. Originally, hindi kayo from Davao.
Yes.
You are from Manila. Tanong ko, what led you to Davao?
For us, in 2016, when we got married, we wanted a change of pace sa lifestyle. No? We used to live in Manila. We lived in BGC and worked in and around Makati. So, ano talaga, no? The traffic, the cost of living was very high. So, when we got married, one of the decisions that we wanted to do was change of pace in terms of lifestyle. No?
When you got married, saan kayo lumipat dito sa Davao? The same year.
Yes, the same year. We got married in January 2016, and then the decision I think came around March, and then we moved September.
When did you create the Cacao Culture na company?
Yeah, so when we moved to Davao in 2016, nag-explore si Ken ng opportunities on what we can do here. And then it just so happened that we were able to talk to the local DTI, and then they pointed us to the different investment opportunities dito sa Davao, which is basically agriculture, diba, durian, ganyan. So, nung narinig niya yung kakao, ano yung kakao? Sabi niya, yung paggawa ng chocolate, doon ba gawa yung chocolate? So, hindi namin alam.
Wait Akala ko love nyo na ang chocolates even before.
Hindi pa.
Love namin
kainin.
kumain.
Love kumain. Pero yung paggawa,
Paggawa or it came from a fruit, we had no idea.
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah.
galing lang talaga sa...
so kumbaga in other words, enjoy kayo kumain ng chocolate,
Yes.
hindi nyo alam kung paano ginagawa.
Yes.
So, yun ang ng
yes.
curiosity sa inyo.
Oo. So, nung nagkaroon na ng training on cacao, and then si Ken, nakita niya na how, from start, diba, magtanim and then mag-process. Sabi niya, ay, alam ko na anong gagawin natin. Gagawa tayong chocolates. Sabi niya ganun. And then, anong worst case scenario? Di kainin natin yung chocolates natin.
Kung if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
kainin nyo ang chocolates.
Which is what we love.
Yeah, tama.
So, doon
But
nag-start
doon
talaga
nag-start
yung concept ng cacao culture.
Okay, before we dive deeper to Cacao Culture, before Cacao Culture, ano ang life ni Kenneth at saka ni Sheila?
I worked with Liwayway Marketing Corporation. They're more popularly known as the makers of Oishi, yung snack food na prawn crackers, potato chips. And I used to work for them sa planta, no? As in I
Sa
worked
plant?
yeah, sa
Production.
production plant
Okay.
in Cavite. And later on I was assigned to manage a factory in China. Mga 4 years ako sa China. And then, after coming back from that work, nakapagpatuloy po ako ng pag-aaral sa AIM. No? So, I took up Masters in Business.
So, a higher level.
A higher level of education. And then ended up working for Transnational Diversified Group, which is a local conglomerate as a corporate planner. So, ano siya, more corporate na yung dating. Dati, planta, sa factory.
Ito naman more of
more
the admin, office.
yeah, and planning. And what happened there was, na align ako dun sa mga companies nila in IT. So dun kami nagkakilala ni Sheila. But before we go into that, I'll let Sheila tell
Yeah,
her
oo nga.
story.
So my background naman is in business analysis. So I worked at Transnational Diversified Group as a business analyst for the companies para gumawa ng mga IT systems nila. And then later on, I just learned the ropes and then naging IT project manager na ako, and then eventually I became the parang I worked under the Chief Information Officer, which handles the IT operations of the whole
Conglomerate.
conglomerate.
Wow,
So
yung-
I was more involved na in strategic planning, in group-wide implementations of systems. So very, very from technical to strategic. Yes.
So, wow. Now I understand, okay, why Cacao Culture's foundation is very strong. It's because of your background. Pero back then, hindi nyo pa ito naisip eh.
Hindi pa,
Ang
yes.
iniisip ninyo, well, this is a career growth for you, for sure. So, after doon kayo nagkakilala, doon kayo na in love sa isa't isa.
Yeah, so doon kami nagkakilala, and I think what we had parang same interest in terms of trying to figure things out, or yung mga problem solver kasi kami pareho eh.
So, tanong, who made the first move?
Ah,
Hindi niya inaamin.
Pinapasa ninyo na yun.
Naka-receive lang ako ng flowers ng birthday ko. And
Hindi
then,
chocolates.
walang name. Oo, walang name.
Okay.
So, nag-investigate pa yung mga coworkers ko. Sino nagbigay ng flowers ng birthday mo? Nakalimutan lang daw niya.
nakalimutan
Pero
ko
siya
na.
talaga daw yung nagbigay ng
Ano yun,
flowers.
nakalimutan mo, sinadya mo, or tawag dito dahil
Pa-mysterious.
sa pa-mysterious, or dahil sa sobrang excited ka na magbigay ng flowers kay Sheila,
I
nakalimutan
think
mo?
it's more of nakalimutan. Nakalimutan ko lang talaga.
Ayaw talaga aminin.
Ayaw niya aminin na.
Okay,
Yeah.
di ba sabi mo nga, dahil problem solvers kayo, pero ano yung attraction mo kay Sheila? Bro?
For me personally, the attraction really is how she treats her friends, how she treats her family. It's very, talaga, that's the kind of person na yung gusto mo rin makasama and be part of. Na,
Bakit? Paano ba mag-treat ng friends si Sheila at saka ng family?
bigay todo. Kumbaga, when it comes to her friends and family. So, giving her time, giving her best effort. So, yun
Nakita mo yun?
nakita ko yun. Yeah.
So, that made you fall in love with her. Ikaw naman, She, ba't ka na pa oo?
Siguro same with Ken na how he treats his family. Kasi very close yung family nila. Parang yun, same kami ng values na prioritizing family. And also si Ken, very visionary siya. So parang pag may naiisip siya, ito yung gusto kong gawin. Parang nakaka-inspire to be with that kind of person. So yun yung mga moments na iisip kami about the future nung boyfriend, girlfriend pala kami. Dami siyang ideas, marami siyang vision. So, nakaka-inspire na to be with that kind of person na may pangarap, na may vision siya kung anong gusto niyang gawin sa buhay niya. Ganun.
So, kumbaga, the growth mindset in him, yun yung
Yes.
naka-attract sa'yo. Okay, so because of that, you decided to stop employment and put up your first company. Anong company to?
Yeah, our first company was a tech startup in Manila. So, habang nag-work kami, we were exposed to the industry, to the ideas na pwede pala to gawin. So, we were pitching the idea to Globe Telecom. At that time, they have a venture capital firm called Kickstart Ventures.
What year was this?
This was around 2013.
Okay.
And we pitched the idea, and we were lucky enough to be selected as one of the companies that they were willing to fund and
their
support.
fund.
Yes.
Okay. How did that company go? Anong
Okay,
nangyari doon? Anong success na nag-gain doon?
What we realized later on, no, we found out na parang mahirap pala. Ganun din kami, no? Parang when we wanted to try things, we just go for it. And we realized that with that company at that time, at that point in time in the landscape of the Philippines, medyo hirap pa tayo sa internet. Eventually, closed it down. So it took us siguro around 4 years since we started, or 3 to 4 years to realize na parang okay, uh, hindi ito nag-work. We need to change direction, change course kasi it was eating up into our savings, 'di ba? So it was kumbaga it was a slow deteriorating situation na parang okay, baka hindi na natin to ma-turn around. So we need to put a stop to it. We considered it kasi as our baby and very emotional, no? It was
Yeah.
our boyfriend girlfriend kami. It was our first business venture.
It was your first idea na
First
binuhos
idea,
yung passion
Yeah.
ninyo lahat.
So it was hard to give it up.
Kumapit kayo doon kahit na alam nyo na hindi nag-work.
Yes, kahit hindi na siya nag-work, pinilit pa rin namin.
Anong feeling niyo nung time na yun? When you lost, like coming from a corporate world, then you are very excited to put up your first company.
Yeah.
Mag-boyfriend, girlfriend kayo, then suddenly, bagsak.
All Talks of Life would like to thank Cacao Culture. Spread love for Philippine chocolates. Ken Howell Multimedia Services. Cool Smiles Dental Clinic. Changing Smiles, Changing Lives. And Vibe Multimedia Productions.
Anong feeling niyo nung time na yun? When you lost, like coming from a corporate world, then you are very excited to put up your first company.
Yeah.
Mag-boyfriend, girlfriend kayo, then suddenly, bagsak.
So this was our first taste of a major failure or a major setback sa buhay namin, no? Even in school, I would say na parang kahit hindi naman ako multi-awarded student,
Ako awarded.
siya lang.
Competitive.
Pero I would think na it's kasi yung effort that you put in, you want people to recognize it, you want people to see na
The affirmation.
the affirmation.
Yes, we were very proud of that of that first company. Kasi nasusulat kami sa Entrepreneur Magazine, marami kaming mga write-ups, nagpa-PR pa kami. Kasi we were invested by Globe.
Yeah.
So parang we were supported by them.
Hindi yung
no?
basta-basta, di ba?
Yes. So, we were very proud talaga of our accomplishment. So, sobrang laki nung ego namin na we were able to do this. And then biglang down.
What were your realization when it happened?
Na hindi pala kami magaling, hindi pala kami, parang ganun yung inisip namin at that time, no? So, when we were closing the company, sobrang yabang natin, hindi pala natin kaya. Sobrang, hindi pala tayo magaling.
So in the context siguro of where we are now, looking back, it's the moment that we were humbled.
You were
Yeah. So yung moment na yun na parang kala mo kaya mo lahat, hindi pala.
Hindi pala enough. Yeah.
Hindi pala enough na nasa mind na mentality mo, magaling ka dahil you have been exposed to this.
Yes.
So because of that, paano kayo napunta sa Davao?
In our moment na pinaka-low, nung time na yun na kinlose namin yung companies, we found refuge with each other's presence. No? Parang pinagdaanan na namin to. Ito na yung lowest point of our life. We were already engaged while we were going through this, parang challenge. And mas na-affirm lang yung decision to get married dahil yun nga, pinagdaanan na natin to, pinaghirapan na natin. Ito na yung lowest point, I would think, of our professional career or of our
Personal
personal life also. Na parang feeling ko, there's no way to go but up kind of feeling. When failure happens kasi, that's when you see the true person's character. No. Kung talagang hirap na hirap, makita mo yung character ng person. How does she react to the situation? How does
Handle.
the couple handle the outcome? No?
So, you decided to get married and
Yeah.
push through with the wedding.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, nasa vows ko nun is that we're better together. Parang kahit anong harapin namin, it will be better if we're together. Tapos sabay namin harapin whichever or whatever life throws at us.
Did that, kumbaga, encourage you more to become a better man for Sheila?
Oh, yes, definitely. Na parang, kasi as men, or husbands, we're also tasked to be providers. No? Kasi kung iniisip lang natin yung sarili natin, there's this parang limit eh. Parang, I could live off na ganito lang.
Okay na
Okay
to.
na ako. Okay na ako. Pero if you have a family, if you start your family, then you're thinking about how can I make things comfortable for my wife, my kids, my ano, 'di ba? So yun na yung mental space natin as
Okay.
husbands.
So yun, di ba? You got married, mas na-encourage kayo. But why of all places Davao?
I think it was an exploratory moment in our lives, no? Na parang it's a check of what kind of lifestyle we want to live as a married couple. Parang, ito ba yung buhay na gusto nating uh, i-live through for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years? And we felt that Manila was too busy, too expensive already for us to, coming from closing down the company, wala kaming work, may konting savings pero how do we prolong it, no? How do we prolong it? So options of going abroad, came into our mind. We explored that also. But when we visited Davao City, we had a friend here, no, si Brian. And he was the one who showed us around. And when we were talking, we used to be colleagues at work, no, in Manila. And tubong Davao talaga siya. And he has his family here. And the first thing that he mentioned as to why we should move was, Ken, Davao will give you your life back or your time back.
She, ikaw, naniwala ka doon?
Yeah, nung umpisa, parang isip ko, bakit? So parang I was thinking why. So, a specific example that he said to us was, mag-work siya sa morning, kakain siya ng lunch, sa bahay nila, makakasama pa niya yung kids, and then balik siya sa office, ulit to work the rest of the day. So parang parang kung bubuo kami ng family, that's something that I'd like to experience also, sabi kong ganun.
So yun yung naka-attract sa'yo when Brian told you that
Yeah,
one.
and also I think yun nga, yung change in pace or nung lifestyle is, 'di ba parang Davao kasi, parang na-feel namin nung nagpunta kami as a tourist, para siyang laid back talaga.
Yeah. Pero parang something not common kasi most of the people would like to have a fast life di ba? Pero dito, kayo baliktad ang nangyari sa inyo. You want to have a laid back life. Lalo na sa inyong exposure, di ba? Tech company, pupunta ka ng probinsya, di ba? Parang hindi doon yung inyong expertise.
Yes.
Paano nahulog sa cacao?
So when we moved here, wala pa kaming idea about cacao, like Sheila said, no. So we were exploring, talking to different people, and yun nga, I was led to the local Department of Trade and Industry, no, yung DTI office here. And I was just curious, ano bang investment opportunities here in Davao City, and um, ano bang pwedeng gawin. So, marami naman silang nilatag. And feeling ko, nung na-burn out kami sa tech,
Iba
sabi ko,
naman.
baka kailangan natin ng iba. Yung Cacao, I wasn't told, wala talaga akong
Wala kang
idea.
idea.
So sabi ko, ano
Yeah.
ba to? Oh, so yun talaga yun yung parang I was led. Kung tinatanong kasi sa ako or kami, usually, why we started or why we chose Cacao. Sabi ko, it was just, we were led to that, na parang nilatag lang, and then na-curious lang ako na ano ba yan. And then eksakto, sir, ito yung paggawa ng chocolate, ganun. Ay, sir, kinabukasan, may seminar, baka gusto mo mag-attend. Yung seminar na yon showed us the whole parang, kumbaga, from seedling to farming to processing, parang na ano ba, na open yung mind ko talaga to the whole process. And then yun yung time na tinawagan ko si Sheila na nasa Manila. Sabi ko, babe, alam ko na gagawin natin sa Davao. Sabi niya, ano? Magtatanim tayo ng kakao. Gagawa tayong chocolate.
Anong reaction mo?
Okay.
Submissive?
Submissive. No, cause I know pag sinabi niyo yun sa akin, meron na siyang kumbaga parang idea na kung ano talaga yung gagawin. Hindi naman niya ipe-present na wala siyang plan.
Okay. So, that is the early stage or sasabihin natin the pre-Cacao Culture life, di ba? Fast forward tayo, lumipat kayo dito sa Davao. But ano yung pinakamabigat na reason on how you're going to change the way you're going to build your second company?
Siguro ano lang, no? To put it bluntly, there was a very clear separation of the type of lifestyle that we have na before we moved to Davao and while we live here.
Which
So,
is?
which is one, I think before we're both Catholics now. We were raised Catholics, but the lifestyle that we led was very worldly. Now we were trying to amass wealth for our own good, and we didn't really think much about others. We weren't bad people, pero iba yung nasa utak namin na we were proud.
But again, yung inyong failure led you to that realization.
Yeah, so our second company, we said we will definitely not do the things that we did na feeling namin
Mistake.
wrong dun sa first company namin. So, the first decision point was to make it as a social enterprise.
Yeah. So we wanted the company Cacao Culture to not just be a source of income for us, but also a source of livelihood to farmers, a source of livelihood for employees, no, namin. And definitely to, ano lang, no, we also tried to, kumbaga yung vision is to try to help as many people as we can. Pero kung ano lang yung mabigay sa aming resources, then we will start from there.
And it's very related to chocolates. Di ba ang chocolates, hindi mo pwedeng bilisan ang process. Kasi kung hindi, it will turn out bitter. Di ba? Di ba? Di ba? Slow. Wow, ang ganda, no? And now I understand bakit Cacao Culture ang name ninyo. Who thought of it?
I did. Siguro part ng vision, or at least the skill that I have, is really looking forward. And in terms of naming the company, I felt that it should be one, very relatable. It could be used if we expand outside the country. Parang very parang English ano siya.
Yeah.
And then also we wanted to really elevate the culture of cacao and chocolate in the country. Kasi na-overtake na tayo ng coffee shops,
Yes.
milk tea.
Yes.
'Di ba? Na napag-iwanan talaga yung sikwate or hot chocolate natin, which is a very traditional drink. No?
Agree ako. Kasi ako, chocolate lover rin ako. And I'm a lover of cacao also. But when you started it, hindi pa prepared. Hindi pa prepared ang Davao. Hindi pa prepared ang cacao industry that time. So, paano yung ginawa?
Sa amin, I would say that we have this curiosity.
And dyan na
No,
naman yung word na curiosity.
Yun
na
talaga eh. Parang sabi ko, paano ba to gawin? It's like yung na-mention namin as a quality is naive optimism.
Naive optimism. Sandali Please explain what is naive optimism. Kasi it's not a common word na ginagamit natin. Naive is, di ba, parang wala kang alam.
Wala ka pang alam, new ka pa.
Yes,
Oo.
which lahat naman tayo ganyan.
Yes.
So, once you put optimism, ano ibig sabihin nun?
Yung optimism kasi comes from that personality or mindset that whatever it is, there's something good that will happen in the end. This is very opposite sa pessimist, no?
Yes.
You're a pessimistic person na parang kahit anong mangyari, masama yung ending if you're a pessimist. So if you're an optimist, then whatever it is that you're doing, there's a good thing that will come out of it.
Ganda nun. Naive optimism. Totoo. Tayo, wala naman tayong alam when we started.
Yeah.
But if you have optimism on how it would end, it would lead you to finding ways.
Finding ways, yeah.
Yung strength ninyo
Yeah.
na pagiging problem solver on how to do it.
Yeah.
Ano yung first look ng Cacao Culture? Ano yung unang binenta ng Cacao Culture?
Yeah. So the first product or yung first binenta talaga namin is seedlings.
Okay.
So cacao seedlings kasi 3 months pa lang, pwede nang may kontra ka na mabenta mo siya. So yun, 3 months pa lang, rolling, may pumapasok
So,
na
wala
agad.
pang chocolates
Wala
dito.
pa, oo. Nagsimula talaga siya sa plant. So, naparol naman ni Ken yung funds at that time. So, we were able to supply a lot of private farms na gusto rin pumasok sa cacao. So, yun yung unang-una talaga. While we were still looking for our farm na pwede naming taniman ng cacao. Kasi yun talaga yung initial plan namin. Magkaroon kami ng cacao farm. Oo. So, for 6 months, yun muna yung ginawa ni Ken. And then eventually, we were able to to lease a cacao farm. A farmland pala, sorry. A farmland
So, this a farmland.
na tinaniman namin ng cacao.
Gaano kalaki ito?
So, the farm is 3 hectares in Gumalang, Kalinan, Davao City. So, itong land na to, ano lang talaga siya, coconut.
Okay.
Wala talaga siyang ibang tanim. So, we had to rehab the soil and then mag-start kami mag-plant ng cacao and banana.
When did chocolate making came in?
Come in. Siguro, yung kwento ng Cacao Culture kasi is that we also tried, kumbaga, kung familiar kayo sa business, there's what you call the value chain. No, so in the value chain of chocolate, yun nga, may farm, may ganito, so iba-ibang process. Sinubukan namin lahat, bro. As in talagang hindi kasi namin alam saan kami mag-fit. So
Okay.
seedlings, farm, trading,
So, the whole
harvesting.
ecosystem nun,
Sinubukan namin.
sinubukan
Yeah.
ninyo.
So, nagkaroon ng chance na mag-buy and sell kami ng beans. So, we did that. So, kahit wala pa kaming sariling
Harvest.
Harvest.
sa farm namin,
Nagba-buy and sell na
nakapag-buy and sell na kami. Tapos, nangyari lang, na-stuck kami with a lot of cacao beans na hindi namin nabenta agad. So, anong gagawin namin? So, naghanap kami ng partner or kung sino pwede magturo sa amin to process it into
Gawing
products.
tablet.
Oo. Pero wala pa kaming idea at that time ha.
Wala
Kung
kaming
paano
equipment.
gawin. Wala kaming
Oo nga.
equipment or anything.
Okay.
So, may
So, again, naive
naive optimism.
optimism.
Parang, madali lang yan. Dami tayong beans, process natin. So, pinaprocess lang namin sa iba para ma-turn siya into tableya. So, doon na kami natuto, ganito pala gumawa ng tableya. And then, the visionary came in, pwede tayo gumawa ng ganito, pwede tayo gumawa ng ganito, ng
So,
ganito.
nanganak na.
Yes. So,
The
dumami
vision,
yung
nanganak
products
na. Okay.
eventually. So, wala pa kami nung harvest sa farm, pero may products na kami because we were buying and selling cacao beans for some time.
If there are 3 things that you've learned starting the business from your previous background, ano yung 3 bagay na yun?
Siguro in terms of innovation, it's not sa tech background kasi namin is sinasabi parati is to fail fast. So if you're trying something, huwag tayong matakot na it will fail kasi it will give us the feedback na parang okay, mali pala yung ginawa natin, so we could do something else. So it was that type of innovative or fast-paced experimentation kaya kami dumami yung mga product.
At pagkatapos yung learning ninyo sa first company ninyo, really made you sure na, dapat ito na principle, i-apply ninyo sa new company niyo. Kasi di ba you
Yes.
hold on to that company for quite a long time.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, the second
I would say relationships is very important. So sa buong value chain, siguro ang masasabi ko, pinaka-important na natutunan namin dun is building relationships. Kasi dependent ka sa ibang tao to be able to do business. And I would say, walang business na hindi magsasucceed kung hindi okay ang relationships niya with suppliers, with customers, with employees, with the communities that we work with. So very important yung keeping the relationship. Hindi yung maninira tayo ng iba or magsasabi tayo na magchichismis tayo about other, 'di ba, people or other businesses. So it's
Yes.
very important na wag natin sirain yung mga relationships na yun. Even if hindi maganda yung naging kinalabasan, for example, no, ng partnerships nyo or ng mga unang
If
relation.
it didn't work,
If it didn't work, then it didn't work. But don't badmouth to other people or ganyan. Kasi parang, di mo alam, makaka-connect mo siya ulit,
ulit,
eventually.
diba?
Or
Maybe
mamimit
at the
mo
right
ulit siya.
time,
Yes.
your relationship will work.
Yes,
Diba?
so ganun.
So again, una yung tinatawag natin na fail
Fail
fast, then relationship. What would be the third thing?
The third thing is not to chase the money, but enjoy the process. Yun yung realization namin is that yung sinasabi nilang do what you love, hindi naman necessarily yung end product yung gusto mong gawin. You need to enjoy the process of going into that journey or sino ba yung kasama mo sa journey na yon. Para pagising mo in the morning, excited ka pumasok dahil dun yung direction, ito yung journey natin. So enjoy that process. The money, if you do well or if you do things correctly, it will come.
And I think that's the reason why Cacao Culture became successful. Ano ang inyong kultura pagdating in treating your partners and employees?
Siguro nandun sa values, no? We distilled it to our core values, no? Number one would be stewardship, no? It's about being entrusted the resources, the people, and kumbaga ano yung mga nature, kunwari sa farm. So, we felt more that we don't own anything. It's more of like we're just managing these things. And how we treat them is how we would treat anyone. It should be fairly, properly compensated. Should be just, in terms of trying to deal with different people. No? Kasi minsan hindi nila din maintindihan kami. Like in a sense na parang dapat nagagalit na si sir pero bakit hindi pa siya galit or something. So parang there's a different kind of approach when you put on the hat of a steward, no? Tagapag-alaga.
Ang ganda. And if you're going to look back from where you started, what would you change?
Parang wala akong gustong i-change eh.
Or
Kasi whatever we went through has led us to where we are. And where we are is where God planned us to be. So kung hindi namin pinagdaanan yung failure, hindi kami na-humble during that time that we closed our first company, kung hindi namin na-realize how wrong it is to go after money. Or diba, to be worldly, then our mindset now on how we are running Cacao Culture will be different. Diba? So it has formed us to be better people, to embrace talaga the concept of stewardship in all things, not just as you said financially, but in everything talaga, because it's an acknowledgement that everything that we have is given by God.
Amen.
And He can take it all away from us in just a snap. Diba?
Bro, ikaw, where do you see Cacao Culture in the future?
In the future, siguro meron kaming in our minds, no? it might be limited to expanding to more shops, but hindi natin alam talaga kung saan tayo dadalhin nito, no? So we're working towards trying to be more accessible to people. Meaning kasi we're trying to develop that culture ulit na pwede tayong mag hot chocolate or magsikwate na ano lang ba?
Sa bahay.
Sa bahay or sa mall or very accessible ba? Kasi that's the culture, no? Yung new generation kasi natin ngayon, it's more access. Pero we're also ano din, ganun din, no? We're heart checking ourselves.
Hindi na dito. Kailangan, ano siya, meron dito, dapat equally. Di ba? Dapat pantay.
Yeah.
And if you have something like a mantra, a code that you live by, that would really, kumbaga, i-remind kayo na dapat ito talaga yung mindset at saka heart set natin. Ano yun?
Yeah, my father always told me that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Meaning, from the other people na looking into your life, they might feel na, ang swerte naman ni Ken, ang swerte naman ni Sheila. But they do not know the preparation that you put in or God has put in your life for you to be able to accept the opportunity that is coming your way.
The experiences that you learn in
The
the
failure,
process.
yeah.
The failure. Wow. How do you want to be remembered?
What we just want to be remembered is that we are good people. We walked in faith and we took action in helping others. Parang ganun na lang.
Wow. Bro, sis, Cacao Culture is not just another chocolate shop. It's really a culture for the next generation. Lalo na yung tinatawag natin endangered generation, because with the internet, with the social media, tulad ng pinagdaanan ninyo, sabi niyo nga, it could build up your ego. It could build up greed in you. But if you look at the right things in life, it will also teach you humility, serving, and being a steward to others. Thank you very much. Sarap ng
Thank you.
conversation. At saka masaya ako dahil broken. Napapayag natin si Sheila to be
Yes.
on this All Talks of Life podcast. Guys, ang dami nating natutunan. We fell in love not only with chocolates, but we fell in love in the process of living life. Once again, this is All Talks of Life. See you next time.